We earlier spoke to Dr. Hassan Khannenje, director of the Horn International Institute for Strategic Studies. He started by explaining why the militants would attack the prison located very near the presidential palace.
First of all, they've been emboldened by recent success in the offensive they've been undertaking against government. And I think that has informed them to try and become even more audacious. Remember, it is important to understand that some of the most experienced fighters are actually in prison right now. Now, this was also going to serve as a good propaganda tool with regard to the viability and resilience of Al-Shabaab, especially in the wake of the kind of losses they had suffered last year and in the wake of the new kind of successes they've been able to register in terms of undertaking extremely audacious attack against hard installations by the government. It's been a mixed bag. A better part of last year, the Somali National Army was able to register a lot of success, especially in central states of Al-Shabaab and Kalmaduk in Somalia. And unfortunately, I think that success was not exactly consolidated. And I think to the extent that there's reduced financing when it comes to the mission, as well as support to the Somali government, it has created gaps that actually is exploiting. And so what we have seen with regard to the recent Al-Shabaab attack is they are threatening to actually reverse the gains that have been made in the better part of the last 20 years. And I think this is a worrying trend. It is important that the international community and those who've been supporting, especially counter-terrorism efforts in Somalia, re-engage in a way in which, for instance, they need to refinance AWSOM. Today, the mission there is in the gap of about $150 million or so, which they actually require to be able to proceed, following the absence of approval of continued funding by the United Nations, early in the year. Secondly, there is need to try and build institutions, especially political institutions, because this is also being exploited to delegitimize government in Mogadishu in ways that helps to swell the ranks of Al-Shabaab. And finally, it's going to be critical that, federal member states and the federal government are encouraged to coordinate, especially when it comes to efforts to contain not just Al-Shabaab, but also other related groups such as ISIS, as well as other extremist and Islamist groups in Somalia.